My name is Sandy Schmieder, and I help with the Club Soft Web and Marketing. Today's training class is going to be focused on reporting and our interface, particularly with Google Analytics, that lets you really look and see in terms of website reporting and utility where your members and your guests are going to on your website. I'm going to go ahead and elect to share my screen with you, and when I do, you'll notice that I am connected to our demonstration site. And I'm going to go ahead and connect and log into our ClubSoft system here. As I'm logging into the ClubSoft system, I want to go ahead and make two notes. First, I am logged in as an administrator. So if there's anything that we're going in to look at or view during this training that you don't have access to in your ClubSoft system, you may just want to contact your system administrator to get the appropriate permissions assigned. The second piece is we are looking at the ClubSoft version 5.1 release. If your club hasn't been upgraded to this version, be sure to contact support and schedule that update soon. Looking at this system and talking a little bit about reporting available for the web, we have two reports available related to the website in the system, and then we actually have a very robust interface with Google Analytics. The reason to coordinate our interface with Google Analytics is basically to provide a huge superset of reports that they've built, in addition to providing the opportunity for benchmarking comparisons. It's one of the greatest advantages of a company like Google, being able to benchmark your site against various sites over the world in terms of comparable size, etc. So we really like that particular option. What I'm going to do first is go through the two reports that we have available in ClubSoft, and how we would get to those is actually selecting on the Reports area from this top navigation. When we go into the Reports area, similar to the other areas of ClubSoft, we have a sort of a list of categories here on the top left. And what I'm going to do, all of our web reports are actually connected to our members. It's actually located under Membership. And if I scroll down, the one report I'm going to show first is our Member Web Logins. Which members have logged into the website to date and how many times? This is going to give you a great feel for who your super users are versus members that maybe haven't logged in yet. All it really provides is the member number, the member name, and the number of times they've logged in. As you might imagine, for our demo site, we have one account we use a lot for the demonstrations, and that's significantly higher. Your club reports will typically reference much more comparable numbers amongst your members. Now, as with all of our ClubSoft reports, you have the ability to refresh data, to print, to export, etc. So you can certainly save this report, print it out. We'll have occasionally some clubs that will do some type of contest or service in terms of those members. If we're launching our brand new website this week, everyone who logs into the website in the first week gets a 5% off coupon in the Pro Shop. This would allow us to run that report 1 week following our go live and see those members that have logged in. Now, the second report I want to show from the web is related to one of our modules, our polling module. You can actually come in and see how members have answered any polls on your website. When you select the poll results report, you have the option to choose the question you're most interested in. And it will, of course, show you the details for what those answers are. As we see clubs asking much more specific or pertinent club questions, such as, would you consider this bylaws change? How would you, like to update our menu, etc. It's really important to be able to pull those details. So not only do we get to see what our members voted on in terms of what the new dessert should be, but specifically for each area, I can see who voted for the chocolate bourbon pecan pie, who voted for the ice cream sundae. So very small reports, but because these reports are connected directly to your member data, that's why we run these reports in ClubSoft as opposed to our larger analytics tool. And you might ask, how do we sign up for Google Analytics? How do we connect our website to that tool set. It's actually very simple. The first step you want to do is to actually go to the web. You can either search for Google Analytics, or I can tell you the address is right here at the top. It's google.com/analytics. And when you go to this page, you'll have the option to either access an account you've created, or for those of you that haven't created an account yet, you can simply sign up now. It's a free service. All you really need is to put in an email address and password. So it's really, really basic, and we want to provide that option there. So this is really simple to put in. Now, if we already have an account, which of course in my case we do for our demo, we'll simply log in with our email address and password. Now, when you sign up for your account, you'll be given an ID from Google that identifies your account and your account alone. It'll be provided in the very first screen that you come to when you sign up for service. What you want to do is you want to take that ID, and what I'm going to do is go to my ClubSoft program. I'll go to System, System Settings, and you'll see under Website, there's an area here for the Google Analytics ID. You just want to put that number here in Google Analytics and save, and you won't have to touch it again. So just that first time setting up a website so you can start that tracking, you want to put that Google Analytics ID here. So just to recap, if you're doing this for the first time, you're going to go to the Google Analytics website as a step 1. You're going to sign up for an account, which is a free account, step 2, and you'll be provided a number. Step 3, you're going to come into this system settings under ClubSoft, and you're going to add the account number here. Once that's done, you'll immediately be able to start tracking your data and tracking your ClubSoft information. And unfortunately, we'll go to our Google Analytics sign-in. Apologies, just want to take you to the main page and we'll sign in. And when I go to access my analytics, you'll see just a basic summary screen come up for me. Now in my particular account, I'm tracking multiple websites. I'm tracking our demo.clubsoftinc.com, and I'm also tracking our clubsoftnorthamerica.com. So once you have a Google Analytics account, you can actually track multiple URLs. So for those of your clubs that have, maybe you have www.abccountryclub.com, www.abccc.com, and so on. You can really put in all of your URLs, and of course, you'll have an ID for each of those URLs for tracking. Now let's take for an example our demo.clubsoftinc.com. I have the option to view reports and details. I can see my check mark to show that it is active, it is receiving data we're tracking. I can view the number of visits to this website to date, the average time on my website. It's 5 minutes and 52 seconds, which is quite good. The bounce rate is going to describe anytime a visitor goes to a web page on your site and then leaves that to go to another website. So as opposed to closing their browser, that's what a bounce rate means. This is just a stop or a bounce in my web, viewing, or am I going to this particular website and then closing the internet together? So this bounce rate, for our demo site in particular, it's a little bit high, but it's here as an option. You can also set goals, set reports to email out regularly, etc., and you can view changes and edits as well. Now for our demo site, I'm going to view the report to show some of the details and walk through the options that we have here. Now you'll notice it is segmenting kind of all visits versus new visitors versus returning visits. I can kind of choose what I want to view on that report. I can also choose the date range. It's choosing just the most recent month, but if I want to make this longer or if I'm interested in a week, I can do that as well. You can also graph it by day, by week, or by month. So if I choose to change that by week, you'll see obviously it's a much more gradual difference. The reason why you might want to choose it by week versus by day, particularly for our demo site, we do a lot of demos for clients. So you'll see these low points are always going to be the Saturday, Sunday, those days that our offices are closed, that we're not really on our demo site that much, versus you'll see sort of the peaks happen middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, so on. So that's where that comes in. If we're looking for the week for our demo purposes, that's probably a better indicator of how busy we are and how active we are on our own site.